Hello and welcome. I'm going to teach you how to make the crescent cuddleable pillow that I made. All you're going to need for this is scissors, measuring tape, and marking chalk. And of course, your choice of fabric. I recommend getting extra. For mine, I used about 3.5 yards. I would recommend just buy a blanket from like Dollar Tree. It's just a lot cheaper than buying an actual 5 yards from Hobby Lobby, which are like, $10 a yard. And now for measuring, you're gonna measure from your shoulder all the way down to your wrist for the width. And if you want it bigger than that, make it bigger. If you want it smaller than that for the width, make it smaller. It's really up to you on this. And then for how long you want it, it's gonna measure your height. I measure from my head to usually about my ankle, and that will determine your length for it. So pretty much the only math you're going to do for this entire project is your length. So if you measure your height, so I am 53 inches tall. Half of 53 inches is 27.5 inches. So that's how long I need to make my crescent. And now for your fabric. You're going to want it to lay completely flat. You have probably a long side and a short side. You're going to take the long side and the long side, and you're going to fold them on top of each other. I call this the hot dog method. So then from that, you can just make a whole crescent outline with your chalk, or you can use paper and then cut out the paper and use it as a pattern. Or you can fold it in half again and then just do a half crescent. So now we're going to mark it. So with your width from your shoulder to your wrist, you're going to mark on the all the way bottom where it is folded, and you're going to measure the width. Do not forget to add seam allowance. Alright, and now that we have those marked, we're going to make our crescent. Now, I would recommend, if you're still pretty new to sewing, get some paper and then get some tape and tape together the paper and then cut out the crescent. You're going to cut on only the sides. Do not cut the bottom where there is a fold. You should have two pieces. They should look exactly like your crescent. Two very big pieces, probably. Alright, so now you're going to need to make some strips. So you're going to make 4-inch strips. So they're going to be, the width is 4 inches, 4.5, 5, however big you want to make it. These are going to give a nice volume to your pillow, and they're just going to go around the entire circumference of the crescent. So measure out the circumference of your crescent and then make those strips. Alright, so now that you have your strips and your crescent pieces cut out, now you can actually start sewing. So you can use pins or clips, anything that really works for you, and you're going to pin the crescent to one side of the strips. Then you want right sides together and then sew at 5/8 of an inch. Alright, and then when you have everything pinned, you're just going to start sewing. And yes, I did burn my hand. That's why they're two different colors right now. Alright, and then when you have your first strip sewn onto the crescent, I know mine isn't right now, but then when you have it sewn, there's no pins left in it. You're going to take your other side of your crescent and then same thing, right sides together to the strips, and make sure you leave an opening this time, preferably one about 6 to 8 inches long, just so that way you can fit your whole hand in there and then you can move out all the stuffing. And then for how much stuffing that I used, I probably used around 9 to 10 bags, just that way I could have it nice and firm. Finish filling it up, just hand sew the opening closed. I would recommend a ladder stitch or just whatever stitch that you can do, and that's it. You've made it. And I really hope that you enjoy this and it was easy for you to follow. If you have any questions, feel free to ask in the comments.